Hey guys, Chad here from Real Experience Ball Reviews, Team Rex, and today we are going to do a ball review with the Pride Liberty. Today we are going to be bowling on a little bit of a broken down house shot at Spectrum Entertainment Complex. Big shout out to them for letting us use their beautiful VIP room, and be sure to check out the channel, Real Experience Ball Reviews, give us a like, subscribe, check out for more videos like this. So with the Pride Liberty, this is going to be a ASIM hybrid ball. It's kind of more of a benchmark type ball. It's the Dominion ASIM dynamic propulsion hybrid cover. What you're gonna see with this ball is a little bit more length. We're gonna get a little bit more down lane shape than some of the other ones in that category. Today, I am going to be comparing it to the Pride Dynasty, as well as we're going to sneak in a few shots with the Subzero Forge. So that should give you a good idea of where this fits on the ball chart, as well as with some of the other newer releases out there. So here we go. I got my Pride Liberty here. Show you guys the layout on it. So this is pretty common for a lot of my pin positions on most of my balls. We got the pin here above the bridge, which ends up being about a 60-degree drill angle, 5-inch pin. One thing that I do a little bit different on the Pride cores is we get the mass bias kicked out a little bit more from the thumb. It gives us a stronger valve angle there, closer to about 20 degrees. Reason I do that is because the slightly lower intermediate diff, I like to use a little bit of a stronger drill pattern just to try to kick this up a little bit, maximize what I get out of the weight block. So you are going to see this ball here on this kind of broken in house shot, a little bit of lane shine on the cover. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start throwing some shots here with the Liberty. We're just gonna kind of guess where we need to start. We'll start a little further to the right and then kind of migrate left if we need to. So that was actually pretty close. Decent amount of length there. I did feel like I missed that one a little bit at the bottom as we're kind of warming up. Wipe it off here. Another shameless plug alert. Check out these awesome Rex chamois. These things are beefy. So let's kind of get in the same spot and see if we catch this one a little better. I'm guessing it's going to come off the spot a little harder. Oh yeah, a lot better there. So this one, the Pride Liberty, easily going to be more of a benchmark type bowling ball that you'll have in the bag. I have had this ball in play for a little bit already. It's definitely one that has turned into a ball that I start with. This is really the first ball that I grab in practice. And I truly feel like with the Pride Liberty, I can probably use this ball on just about everything and kind of use just about any type of trick I want. Real versatile, does a lot of good things. So there, we're starting to get warmed up. Moved about a 2-and-1 that time again. I mean, just really good clean length, real nice shape off the back. I don't feel like I'm missing the spot down lane. I feel like it comes off of it. What I'm really gonna intend to show you here now is that as we try to move a little bit left, we're still gonna get it to come off of it. But for those of you that maybe like to play it a little bit straighter, we're also gonna try a shot or two out to the right, take a little handoff, and just kind of show you what it can do with straighter angles as well. So let's actually do that now. Let's move about 4 or 5 right. What I'm gonna do, instead of kind of cupping and tilting my wrist as much, I'm gonna keep it a little straighter. Try to roll it a little more, just show you kind of more of a down and in shot. So even with that hand position right there, still similar break point on the lane. You know, it clears the tracer boards, picks up really strong and gets going and kicks that 10 out. So that's going to be something nicer to see for the straighter and kind of in-between players. I mean, most people dig the big wheel, but, you know, not everybody not everybody can bust out the big wheel and take it for a ride. So stay with a little bit of that straighter look and roll it. Maybe. All right, so there you go again. I mean, responds really well and does a lot of the right things that I want to see when I make hand position changes. That's another thing you look for in that benchmark type ball, is as we move around different parts of the lane, the ball is going to respond to what we want to do. So now we're going to do the opposite. Off of that last shot, this is actually going to be about 15 left with my feet. We're going to make a slight hand change here. We're going to tilt it in. We're going to try to create a little more length, manipulate some down lane. I mean, you see, we can pretty much strike from anywhere. Responds to a lot of different things, incredibly predictable. And who doesn't love a red, white, and blue bowling ball? It is the Liberty, so it gives you the freedom to throw it anywhere you want. Also gives you the freedom to come back a little slow in the ball return. But regardless, we've done everything that we pretty much can there. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the Pride Dynasty. This one, we're going to kind of do the in-between off of the last few shots that I threw, kind of back in the middle, more of my normal hand. What I'm going to see with this ball is earlier reaction with this being a solid cover. So because of that, I'm guessing we're not going to get the same length. We're probably going to bleed a little bit of energy off because we've broken the pattern down a little bit. Pride Dynasty has definitely been a fresh oil, heavier, longer pattern sport shot ball for me. So there we go. You see, picked up definitely a few feet sooner. Did not get the same amount of length that we did out of the Liberty. There's a big difference between your solid and your hybrid cover stock. Pride Dynasty is definitely a strong bowling ball. My Dynasty actually has some games on it, so it's got some lane shine. It's not even as strong as what it is fresh. So we'll give ourselves a little bit more room. We'll move about 3 or 4 left. Try to open it up to take care of that difference. So we had to get further left to get into the fresh, to get the length with the Dynasty right there. But you do start to see some of the limits of a stronger, earlier bowling ball when you do that. Even though that ball did get further down lane, you still saw it pick up pretty early and get pretty forward. It's still bleeding off a little bit of energy. It goes down the lane. Whereas we go back to the Liberty in that same type of spot, my guess is we're going to rip off the spot harder with this one. I stepped off in front of that one because you didn't want to see how hard I hit that one. So let's try to throw that one a little bit better. This is a Real Experience uncut review, so you get to see the best and the worst of me. Some days it feels like you get more worse than you do better, but so let's try to relax a little bit. Let's try to soften up. Same spot again with the Liberty. Again, we're going to try to see more length, a little bit more recovery. Wow, see, we're going to have to move even a little bit further. Just that one's coming off a lot harder. So again, with that hybrid cover on the Liberty, you just don't see it bleed off energy the same way. So when it does start to go, it's pretty much got all of its energy left. So we'll go a couple more left, really shape it. There we go. All right, so again, just a lot cleaner, a lot stronger, more angular shape down lane. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a sneak peek here of the Subzero Forge, show you how this one compares to the Liberty. So similar type of drill numbers with the Subzero Forge. Pin up above the fingers, not as strong of a drill position here because this is symmetrical, so we don't have the mass bias or the asim like we do the Prides. But this one compared to the Liberty, This ball is going to dig in, make a big footprint. It's going to pick up so strong, we're probably going to kick sawdust back in my eye. Yeah, big footprint with that ball. So just to show you comparison there, I mean, even with similar angles through the front part of the lane, the Subzero compared to the Liberty, and even the Dynasty is just gonna have a big footprint. It's got a lot of tread to it. And again, we do have a couple of games of play on this pattern. It's no longer fresh anymore. Ball like the Subzero is gonna be much more of a kind of condition specific or fresh, heavy oil, longer pattern ball. We're not really in the wheelhouse with this one. So, I mean, we're at least about 4 or 5 left of where we were with the Liberty, with the Subzero. I mean, we have to do a lot to try to trick it to get it to strike right now. But again, it's not really the point of the Subzero. That's your fresh oil ball. What we really want to do as you get further into a block is you want to get into more of your benchmark ball with the Liberty. Have this be a ball that you can do a lot of different things with here. This is a little bit more of a comfort zone for me. So now if we didn't have that pin knocked over in the back, you know, maybe that would have carried, but overall, I mean, you just see much more comfortable, much more versatile shape. Really love the Pride Liberty. I think it's one that you guys are gonna love too if you put it in your bag as a benchmark ball. So be sure to check it out. Like and subscribe, Real Experience Ball Reviews. Lots of content on the channel. Thanks to Motiv Bowling. Thanks to Spectrum Entertainment Complex. Thanks for checking in.